Let's talk more about your money. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says the White House is more open to entirely wiping out student loan debt.
Now, I have talked personally to the president on this issue a whole bunch of times. I have told him that this is more important than just about anything else. The White House seems more open to it than ever before.
Last week, President Biden announcing he is extending the payment pause on federal student loans until at least September, which is great for a lot of people. The president has been under a lot of pressure to forgive student debt completely. We all have a lot of questions about this. And we also want to know, if you're kind of stuck right now in that place where you want to just get rid of that debt completely, what do you do? So right now, we want to welcome one of our NewsNation viewers from Michigan. Good morning to you, Richard. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing good. How are you?
I love your mustache. Your mustache is very nice. You have a couple of questions about financial aid. We're going to help you answer those by bringing in financial aid researcher Mark Kantrowitz. Thank you so much to both of you being on. And, there are a lot of millennials just overburdened with debt. But, you're actually helping pay your grandbaby's debt right now.
Well, no, I've paid off my daughter's debt, but it took me 14 years to pay off her college debt.
So what's your first question?
Well, my first question is, why has the cost of colleges gotten so expensive? Considering these colleges pay their basketball and football coaches millions of dollars and their CEOs hundreds of thousands of dollars. Why are we paying so much money per student? I mean, it's taken it out of the lower class and middle class people. You just can't do it with your kids.
What's the answer?
Most of the cost of a college education is in the cost of instruction and the cost of staff. There's also some energy costs, equipment costs, and facilities costs, all of which go up faster than the consumer price index. And when you throw in the multiplier effect from offering need-based financial aid, it causes it to go up twice as fast as the inflation rate. And what we're seeing is the impact of long-term trends, especially with cuts in government support on a per-student inflation-adjusted basis.
That was a whole lot of words. I didn't quite follow completely, but I do know that Richard had a question about what colleges and universities, Mark, can do to actually lower the cost. So is there anything on the horizon besides the federal government getting involved that colleges independently would do to maybe give people a break?
Well, colleges don't sit on piles of money except for about 300 of them out of the 6,000 colleges. So the idea that they could just spend more from their endowment, they certainly could, but that wouldn't make a difference for most colleges. Most colleges are recirculating tuition revenue in the form of grants to lower income students. Mm-hmm. What they could do is increase class sizes, which means that one faculty member would be teaching more students. That does affect the quality of education. They've also been hiring more part-time faculty since they don't pay them benefits. That also isn't entirely fair to those faculty.
All right. Well, that is a possibility. But again, quality over quantity sometimes. Richard, you had another question for American families like yours. Go ahead and ask that.
Well, what can the colleges do, if anything, to control these costs? I know when I was in college in the 70s, I was paying anywhere from $14 to $18 a credit hour at Michigan State University. And now it's gone up to, if you're a freshman, it's $491 a credit hour. And now if you're a junior or senior, it's $566 plus added fees. How can somebody...
I can answer this one. Mark, it's called inflation because it's not the 70s anymore, Richard.
Well, I do know that. And in one of my math classes at Michigan State, we looked at the price of college and the tuition. And I didn't believe it at the time, but the professor said by the time 2000s reach, that it's going to be unaffordable for a lot of people because of the high cost.
It is.
Already unaffordable.
Mark, I do have one more question because, a lot of people watching are 20 and 30 somethings who are really hoping that President Biden actually waives all of their fees, all of their debt completely. Do you have any advice for young people who are paying off their own college and don't have a generous daddy like Richard?
Well, I sign up for auto pay where your monthly payment is automatically transferred to the lender. Not only are you less likely to be late with a payment, but you'll get an interest rate reduction as an incentive, typically 0.25% on federal loans and as much as 0.5% on private student loans. I claim the student loan interest deduction on your taxes that lets you claim it even if you don't itemize deductions. And obviously save before college, and look at the net price of the college. Choose a less expensive college, such as an in-state public college. Even though they give less financial aid, they're a quarter to the third of the cost of a private college. So they're going to be less expensive, even with no financial aid.
Mark, Richard, thank you both for being with us. I hope that helps you, and I hope it helps a lot of folks around the country, too. Bye, and thank you for watching.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.
As you can send us your questions to newsnationnow.com/feedback or download the NewsNation app. We're going to try to get your answer right here on TV. We'd love to have you live and join me. Still ahead, you may have. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to click on the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.